So one of the most common questions I get is, Josh, how can I increase my sales without spending any money? And I always have the same answer. Tag your customers, put them into segments, and then send them down very specific journeys. So today, I'm going to walk you through the exact segments that I create, and I'm going to show you how you can increase your sales without spending any money. Let's jump into it. The reason segmentation is so important is because you really want to tailor your message to a very specific audience. With a spray and pray type method, you really could be sending the wrong message to the right customer. For example, let's say you have one customer who purchased from you just 3 days ago, and they haven't even received their shipment yet, but they're in your email list that you're going to send to. And on the other hand, you have a customer that buys from you very often and has made over 30 purchases. With a spray and pray method, you're going to send the same message to both people. And that can be really problematic because let's say you're going to send a 30% off coupon. Well, both the person that bought just recently from you and hasn't even received the shipment and the person that buys from you all the time, both of those customers shouldn't be receiving that message. The one that hasn't received the shipment yet, it's not relevant to. And on the other hand, the person that buys from you all the time and maybe is on a subscription model where they only get 10 or 20% off, they're going to be aggravated because why can't they get 30% off all the time? So it's important that we tailor our message to a very specific audience, and the only way we can do that is by segmenting our audience. Now, rather than going through each segment that I recommend and each customer tag that you're going to put on every single customer to actually segment them, I've actually created a Google Doc that you can get access to for free, and I put it in the link in the top line of the description. First is our value-based segments. And really all we're going to do is segment our customers based on customer lifetime value, the number of orders they placed, or even their average order value. This is important because when you go to send out email or SMS or run advertising, it's not just the customers that you want to include in those messages, but also those that you want to exclude. Using our 30% off example from before, maybe you want to include those who have not made a purchase yet, or maybe made 1 or 2 purchases. But again, our high value customers, we really want to exclude them because we don't want to make them think that they're not getting the best deals possible. So it's not just including, but it's also excluding certain audiences. Next is our behavior-based segments. And all this is segments that are based on certain behaviors or lack of behaviors that consumers have taken on your website. So this can include where they came in. Maybe they came in through Google, through email, through an ambassador program, through social media advertising, but it also can include the amount of time since their last purchase. And again, going back to our 30% off example, we would want to include those who have not made a purchase in 90 days, but maybe we want to exclude those who have made a purchase in the last 7 days. So again, we want to try to create these segments based on certain behaviors that consumers have or have not taken on your site. Next is geographic-based segments. Now, this can be whether it's states, countries, or even time zones. And to be honest, I actually segment my audiences with every single client I work with based on time zones. And again, if we go back to that 30% off example, I run promotions all the time that start and finish at a certain time in the day. So for example, let's say I'm running a 30% off deal. I'll only run that from 11 to 12. And then after 12, it drops down to 20. And then after, say, 1 o'clock, it'll drop down to 10%. But the only way you can truly implement this is if you segment your audience based on their specific time zone. So doing things such as geographic locations, such as country, state, or even, like I said, time zone, can be hugely beneficial for when you start running campaigns. And that's it. It's a very, very basic thing to do, but in my experience, audience segmentation and customer tagging is going to be one of the most powerful ways for you to increase sales without spending any money. Because the idea here is we want to make sure we're sending the right message to the right audience. So click that link in the description, Download the most popular customer tags and customer segments that I create for my clients and go and grow your online business.